Assalamu alaikum jami'an. Okay. Today I will talk about configuration or creating the basic VLAN, basically VLAN, because we have a different type of VLANs. We have a managed VLAN, and there are several configurations for it. Because of that, we will talk about just the basic VLAN configuration. What's the purpose of VLAN? Let's talk about the traditional network. Usually, if we want to build a network, usually we have a switch, router, whatever it is. You can see, look to the rectangle. It is assume that this is LAN 10. All computers in this VLAN 10, they can communicate with each other if they have the same network number, and usually they have the same network number, but they are different in the host number. Assume we have another network. Let's call it this is network 20. Okay, this network 20, it is 100% separate from that network. Okay, and you can see all the computers from this network, they can communicate with each other. So you can see that network 10 and network 20, they are separate from each other by hardware. There are no communication between these two networks. So, and also for network 30, we have a complete network, all component, hardware, servers, whatever it is. So we have a different network. Now, all these computers, they can communicate with each other in each network. In the blue or red or green, we have three different networks. This network cannot communicate with each other because there is no link between each of them. And to build each network, to make it a complete network, we need a special hardware. We need a switch and VCs and a complete separate hardware. Now, how to reduce the cost? Usually in the VLAN, we look to the cost usually and the security issues. So if we put one switch for all these three networks, maybe they can communicate with each other. So it will make a problem, especially if they have the same network number. We said network 10, 20 or 30, but they have the same network number. So maybe it will make a problem. Don't expect that each network, okay, that it has different number. No, maybe it has the same network number. For example, your network at home and your friend network and your friends in home, all of these networks have the same number. So we can connect this network together and assume each one, it will represent a virtual network or a virtual LAN. So in this virtual LAN, you can look, we can have one switch. We divide the switch into three different VLANs, VLAN 10, VLAN 30, VLAN 20, and each network, it can be deal that they are separate from each other. So network PCs in the green area cannot ping or cannot connect to the computers in the blue area, and in the blue area they cannot connect to the computers in the red area. Each network it assumes that it have its own switch. So assume this switch is not one switch. You can think that do we have as we have three different switch instead of one. But in virtual LAN, it's assumed separation the switch. We separate the switch or divide the switch into three different virtual switch. So each VLAN, you can assume that it has a special its own switch. Okay, so we use one switch instead of having three switches now, but we need to do some special configuration to switch to let the VLAN 10 or network 10 to communicate with this switch, to be sure that this switch is just belong to VLAN 10 or network 10. And also for the red one, for the blue one. So when we do virtualization or we do the virtual LAN, usually we divided the switch into different network. As we have a separate or a standalone switch, we have not one. You can assume that we have two different switch virtually. So we divide switch. And again, okay, we divide this switch assume we have also another network. We can connect this switch and this switch to assume that we have one huge virtual LAN like this. You can look to the you can look to the green one. Okay, I will. You can see this one. You can assume that this one, it is just one network. They are connected to the same network. They are exist in one network. But how? We can just create a link between them. This is switch. We can connect this one. This link, it is called the trunk. Usually he moves the traffic, the flow, the broadcast from the switch to another switch, to the other switch. So he connect. You can assume that it's not divided now. He tried to merge the switch together as we have one big switch. So the network in the blue, now you can assume it that they are not exist in two switch, they are exist in one switch because they belong to the same VLAN. So VLAN, we do it to divide the switch into different network or different virtual LAN, or you can think as we divide it into two separate or three separate switch, and it can also do the reverse. If we have two switch, it can connect it to two switch together as we have one big switch. Okay, so I think inshallah everyone understand it. I will say it in Arabic. Okay, بالعادة الفيرتشوال لان نستخدمها لعملية إذا كان عندنا شبكة معينة، كل شبكة تحتاج إلى هاردوير معين. بالفيرتشوال كل شبكة اللي يجب أن تكون مفصولة عن الأخرى حتى ما تشوف الأخرى، حتى ما تكون قادرة على التعامل معها. هلا إذا إحنا بدنا نعمل هذه الشبكة لازم يكون عندنا 3 سويتش. إذا استخدمنا الفيرتشوال لان ممكن نحط سويتش واحد نقسمه بشكل خيالي ل3 سويتش خيالية. احنا بنسميهم بدل ما نحكي 3 سويتش خيالي بنحكي عنهم 3 فيلان. كل فيلان تمثل سويتش منفصل، فكل شبكة من هذول كأنها مشبوكة على سويتش لوحدها، كل شبكة كأنها مشبوكة على سويتش لوحدها. فالفيرتشوال لان تستخدم لتقسيم السويتش إلى سويتش أصغر منه، وكل واحد ممكن يكون عليه شبكة منفصلة عن الأخرى، مع إنه هذه هي الهدف منها الأساسي منها، لكن هي ممكن أيضا تستخدم لشيء آخر. إذا عندي سويتش وسويتش اخر بامكاني ادمج هذول السويتش مع بعض، بدل ما انا عمليه اقسم السويتش، لا ممكن تدمج للسويتش مع سويتش اخر تعمل سويتش اخر بحجم اكبر. وهي هنا بنستخدم مفهوم الترانك. الترانك وظيفته الاساسيه ينقل جميع الباكتس من السويتش الاول الى السويتش الاخر، جميع الترافيك من برودكاست من غيرها والى ذلك، جميع الترانك اي كانهم الاثنين صاروا سويتش واحد، لكن بيتم استخدام الترانك في عملية نقل البيانات. إن شاء الله تكون المفهوم وضح، فنشوف كيف ممكن نعمل الفيرتشوال لانز هلا حاليا. فراح أبدأ فيها على طبعا أكيد تجربة جديدة. Okay, let's try to see exactly what we have. We have 2 switch, we have 1 trunk. This is trunk, and we have VLAN 10, VLAN 10, VLAN 20. We have 2 VLANs and we have trunk. Let's see. Usually look to the table. It's better to understand. If you can look to the, we have several 4 PCs. I will ignore it. Okay, but let's look to the switch 0 and switch 1 configuration. They said that we have 2 switch number 0 and switch number 1, ports from 01 to 09 for switch 0 and for switch 1 it will be assigned for the VLAN 10. So, and VLAN ports from 10 to 19 it will be for VLAN 20. Okay, and the trunk it will be from port 20 to 24. We will assign it as a trunk to move the traffic from switch 1 to switch 0 or reverse versa. Okay, and each one it has a network, it have a name, so we can see that VLAN 10 its name is student, VLAN 20 its name is staff. Okay, before going to VLANs, okay, just one notice. Okay, each computer can see each other. The computers can see each other if there are several conditions for it. First of all, they must belong to the same network. Even if they are exist in the same switches, same VLAN, same everything, but if they are in different network, they cannot ping each other. So if we have network, the IP address for let's assume we have two computers, they are connected in one switch. The first one, let's assume this the IP address for it is 10.2, and the other one it is 20.2. These computers, even if they are exist in same VLAN, but you can see that we have two different network numbers. This is belong to network 10 and this is belong to network 20. It is a class A, yes. So they cannot see each other. They cannot even ping each other. Okay. So the first condition, they should belong to the same network. The second issues, okay, to can ping each other, they should exist in the same VLAN. So if this computer exists in the same VLAN, okay, if this computer exists in the same VLAN, this one, let's assume BC0 and BC2. BC2 and BC2, they have the same network number, so they can ping each other. But even if they are exist in different VLAN, they cannot see each other. They cannot. So they should be in the same VLAN. So BC2, he has the IP address 10.001 and BC0 10.002.002. Okay, this computer, if they are exist in two different VLAN, they cannot see each other, even they have the same network number. So the computers can ping or can see each other if they exist in the same VLAN and they have the same network number. Both conditions must fit. Both conditions, not one. Same network number, same virtual LAN. Okay, same virtual LAN. Okay, let's try to implement the experiment. Okay, before starting, you must be noticed, or you must be sure that the port number now, it is important in the switch. You can see that port number 1 to 9, it is for VLAN 10, and port number from 10 to 19, it is for VLAN 20. So if you plug the computers in any ports, okay, if you plug the ports into, let's assume the port 10, directly this computer will go to VLAN 20. If you plug this computer in port 7, it go directly to VLAN 10. So be careful when you choose the port. You must plug the computer to correct ports, okay? So, let's try to build the network. Okay, I will use switch 29 switch. I will use the switch 2960, okay, because it have 24 ports. So I will use this switch. I will put one switch, the other one, but I will configure the switch number 1 later on. Okay, I will do the configuration for switch number 0. Okay, I will configure the switch 0. Then I will copy the configuration to switch 1, or I can reconfigure the switch number 1. Okay, I will connect two computers, one computer, two computers. Okay, we have now two computers. Okay, I will put 3 computers just for testing. Otherwise, then I will remove one computer. Connect this computer through straight. This computer BC0, I will connect it to the first port. Second one, I will connect it to port 5. And the last one, I will connect it to port number 10. So I create 3 computers. I will write the IP addresses for the first one. This one, I will give him the IP address 10.0.0.2, and this one I will give him the 20.0.0.1, and this one I will give him 20.0.0.2. or 10.0.0.1 or not 1, I will give him 10. Okay, so we have 3 computers. Each computer has an IP address. Okay, we have 1 switch. We didn't configure the VLAN yet. Okay, now let's try to see if this let's configure the IP address for each computer. So this computer, I will go the IP configuration. I will put the IP address and the subnet mask. No need for any other issues, just the IP addresses. Again, I will go to the next computer. I put the IP address 20, put subnet mask, and the other one so this computer, they exist in 1 switch. Okay, 1 switch. So can this computer ping each other? Let's test. I will send this one to this one, and you can see that it is fail because they are different in different network. Even if they are exist in the same switch, they are 2 different networks, so they cannot ping each other. Again, let's do ping again. I will choose this one, mean ping this one to the PC1. You can see it is successfully. Why it is successfully? Because they exist in the same switch and they have the same network number. What about the virtual number? Did they have the same virtual LAN? If you have a new switch, then you have just only 1 virtual LAN. Look, if you look, you can see that we have you can see near link, we have VLAN, and you can see all of them belong to VLAN 1. It is the default one. We call it the native virtual LAN. All ports in the switch, they are belong to VLAN 1. So these 2 computers, PC0 and PC1, they have the same network number and they exist in the same VLAN. They are in the VLAN 1 till now, because we didn't create or didn't define. By default, the switch have VLAN 1, all ports belong to VLAN 1, so this computer can ping each other, but they cannot ping PC2 because it has different network number. Okay, so let's now try to configure the switch based on the map. Okay, let's create the VLANs, give it a name and assign the port to it, and then create the trunk. Okay, I'll go to the switch. On switch, you can configure the switch as it is as a router. All instruction we give it, we can do it, except the instruction that belong to layer 3. Okay, but some of them we can do it. We can assign some IP addresses, but okay, be careful when you execute the command. Usually most command you can run it. So switch, you can write enable. You can go to a privilege mode in the switch. Okay, so I'm in switch S0, switch 0. Okay, so based on the map, we need to first of all create VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. VLAN 10 it's student and VLAN 20 it's staff. So let's create the VLANs. Okay, we must go to global configuration, and to create the VLAN you can write VLAN, then write the number of VLAN 10. So you can see that we log in the VLAN. We are exist in VLAN 10. So you can write name, student. If you by mistake write a different name, you can just write VLAN 10, then assign a name again. It will be changed. You can replace it directly. Okay. So we create the VLAN 10, then creating VLAN 20, VLAN 20, and give it the name staff. Okay, name stuff. So we create both network. We didn't create trunk till now, but let's check if Control Z to go to the global configuration, let's check that the VLAN it's really it's exists or it's created. So show VLAN brief, show VLAN brief. You can see that we have VLAN 10, its name is student and it is active. We have network 20, its name is staff and it is active. We have network 1, it is the native one or the default, and you can see it is active, and you can see that all ports from 0 to till 24, from fast Ethernet 0/1 till fast Ethernet 0/24, they are belong to network 1 with even with a Giga Ethernet port, okay, 01 and 02, because this switch has 2 Giga port, Giga Ethernet port 0/1 and Giga Ethernet port 0/2. So all ports they are now belong to virtual LAN 1, and we have other VLANs, VLAN 120, 1002, 1003. Don't look to it, it's not important one. They are belong to every router usually it's come with already virtual LANs. All of them they come with one, but not all of them come with FTD for fiber or for Tucker ring protocol. It's based on the switch, so just ignore it. We will look to the virtual LAN that we are created and we interested in. So we created the virtual LANs. Okay, so what next? Configure T. We will return back to the switch. Okay. Look, we must assign ports from 01 to 09 to VLAN 10, and from 10, 11, 12 to 19 to virtual LAN 20. So how we can do it? Okay, we can do it in this way. Okay, you must go to the interface one by one, or you can use interface range, then fast Ethernet. Let's assume 0/1, you can comma fast Ethernet 0/2. You can write it one by one, or you can write it in this way: fast Ethernet from 1 till 9. 1 fast Ethernet 0/1-9. This means I will configure all ports from fast Ethernet 0/1 till 0/9. So it will configure 0/1, 0/2, 0/3, 0/9. So it will configure 9 ports from 1 to 9. You can write, if you like, you can write even in this way. This means I will configure ports from 1 to 9 and also port number 10. Okay, just to understand the instruction, but this time we need to follow the map. It said that fast Ethernet from 0/1 to 0/9, it should be for VLAN 10. So what we should do, we execute the command interface range fast Ethernet 0/1 to 9. Okay, so we are now in the range. So any configuration we apply, it will apply to the 9 ports from 1 to 9. So what we should do, we have the command. We need now to change the mode, okay, to be access. So switch port mode access. Switch port mode access. When we execute this instruction, we tell the switch that this port we can use it as an access. It can be used as it can connect it to computers. It will not be a trunk. This port can connect it to a computers or a stations. This is what we mean by access. Okay, so we told the switch that this port is for access for the computers or for access. So we can now write no shutdown to turn it on, and if it is turned off, and we can assign this port to VLAN. How we assign this port should belong to VLAN 10. Yes, so we can set switch port access VLAN, then specify the number 10. So we will assign by this command, we assign all ports from 1 to 9 to VLAN 10. Let's examine it. Control Z to return to the privilege mode. Show VLAN brief. You can see that VLAN 10, its name student, now it is active and it has port from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 9. Look to VLAN 20, it is active but it's not it didn't have any ports. So let's do again the same thing to the VLAN 20, to ports from 10 to 19. They are still exist in the default one. Okay, so config T VLAN interface range fast Ethernet 0/10 till 19. Okay, switch port mode access, make it available for computers for access, and switch port access VLAN 20. We assign to VLAN 20. Okay, let's check. Ctrl Z to go to privilege mode. Show VLAN brief. You can see that VLAN 20 now has ports from 10 to 19, and students have ports from 1 to 9. What that mean? If we plug two computers in port number 1 and port number 2 or port number 3, if we plug any computer from port 1 to 9, they will belong to VLAN 10. If we plug any computers from port 10 to 19, they will belong to VLAN 20. So any computers that have a network the same network number, we should connect it to ports from 1 to 9. If we plug two computers that belong to the same network, one let's assume in port number 1 and the other one in port number 0/10, they will not see each other because they will exist in two different VLAN. You can assume they exist in two different or separate switch. Okay, so VLANs, you can assume that it is a different switch. There are no connection between VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. This is what you should assume. Okay, so we configure the switch. Okay, we configure the switch. Now we need to configure now the trunk. So config T. Let's again look. Port from 20 to 24. They should be as trunk. They should work as a trunk. So let's do it. Switch port. Which port? Interface range from fast Ethernet 0/20 till 24. We will configure 20 with 21, 22, 23, 24. We will switch port mode. Switch port mode. This time not access. This time you must write trunk. Trunk. Okay? Enter. So now this port will work as trunk. Let's check the trunk. Ctrl Z to return to privilege mode. Show. First of all, let's show VLAN brief. You can see that we have virtual LAN 1. We have from 20 to 24, and gig Ethernet. They're still in virtual 1. Yes, because the trunk is not shown in the VLAN. Okay, they are belong to the native network, so that they belong to the native network is 1. We didn't study the native network till now. Okay, so you can see that they still exist in the virtual LAN 1, the native network, but you can see that we have 20, 10 and 20. All these virtual LANs has its own connection now. Okay, so let's see the connection the trunk, if it is work or not. Show interfaces trunk. Show interfaces trunk. It didn't show you anything because till now we configured it as a trunk, but it didn't work as a trunk till now because we didn't connect this trunk to, or the switch to another switch. To have a trunk, you must have a connection from one switch to other switch. So there is no connection till now. Okay, let's connect this switch to the second switch. We have two switch. We have two switch now. Okay, switch 1 and switch 2 our switch 0 and switch to make it trunk, they are the same in the same levels. They are layer 2, so we need a crossover cable. I connected because I need a trunk, so I will choose port. We know that trunk it is from port 20 to 24, so I can connect using from 20 to 24 anyone. Okay, I will choose 20 and connected this switch to any port, okay, that represents the trunk. Also you can have from 20 to 24 even if you didn't configure it. Okay, so I will connect to 20 again. So now we connected both switch. The first one it is configured, okay, 100% configured. The second one it's not configured till now, but at least if we connect this switch the trunk will work. Okay, but to let the trunk work correctly, we must configure the trunk in the second switch, but we didn't do it yet till now. Let's wait for a couple of seconds. Okay, it's now working, the connection is working. So let's again go to the switch, okay, and execute the command show interfaces trunk. You can see that now the instruction, or you can see show interfaces trunk. Now the trunk it work 100%. Fast Ethernet, he told me that fast Ethernet 0/20 it is on, it is a trunking, it's do here, it's do trunking, so it work as a trunk and it is on. And the native network that use it's one. Because of that, when we execute the command show VLAN, okay, it show us that the trunk it still exists in VLAN 1 because it is the native one. Native means the basic or the base in LAN for the switch. So the native network, okay, it's 1. So the trunk we have the trunk it is 20. Okay, it in port 20 it's work 100%, and it will serve all net virtual LANs from VLAN 1 till VLAN 1005. So VLAN 1, 2, 3, 4, VLAN 10, VLAN 20, VLAN, it will serve all network, all virtual LANs. You can look again, okay, and port in VLAN 20 it will serve usually the existing VLAN 1, VLAN 10, and VLAN 20. It will allow this network to connect in the admin in domain management. But in domain management or management domain, we will not configure the management domain. Usually we will leave it to the introduction to routing and switching. If you are in network department, you will be able to configure the domains inside the in the VLANs. So we will leave it. And in spanning tree also we will give it in introduction to routing switching in the second course. VLAN now it allows spanning tree, but we are not interested in, we are interested usually in this, okay, in the first one. It will serve all VLANs, it will move the traffic for all existing VLAN. Okay, so again let's check the network. This one, okay, it is 10.002 and this one 10.0010. Can this computer ping each other? Let's see. Let's see. This one PC0 it exists in fast Ethernet 1, so it's belong to VLAN 10. Yes, this computer he has also the same network number 10.0010, so it's belong to network 10, but it exists in port fast Ethernet 0/10, so it's belong to VLAN 20, not 10. So this computer should not ping each other. So let's try. I'm exist in BC0. I will go to BC0. Command prompt. Okay, look, ping 10.0.0.10. It will not work. Okay, the main problem that, okay, it give us timeout because this one it exists in port 01, it belongs to VLAN 10. This one exists in fast Ethernet 0/10, which belong to VLAN 20, so they cannot see each other. They are exist in different VLAN. You can assume that they are exist in two separate switch. So let's move the connection. I will disconnect this PC from this port and I will choose another port. Let's assume I will choose any port from 2 to 9. Let's put it at port number 4. let's wait some, okay, just a couple of seconds till they are negotiate with each other and connected to the network. If it is orange, means it's do negotiation. It's not connected yet to the switch. Negotiation, they are just discuss about the speed, the config. Okay, now it's connected. Let's try do the same command again. I'll ping this one this time. Now BC0, they are existing port 01. It's in VLAN 10. BC1, now I change the port to 0/4. It is in VLAN 10. They have the same VLAN now, and they have the same network number. Yes, network number 10 and network number 10, so they can ping each other. Yes, 100% correctly. You can see they can ping each other correctly. Okay, let's see BC2. It's belong to network 20. Two different network. Okay, so they are different in network number, but look to the ports. Port number 01 VLAN 10, port number 05 VLAN 10. So they exist in the same VLAN, but they have two different network numbers, so they cannot ping each other. Because to ping each other or to see each other, they should belong to the same VLAN and belong to the same network. They belong to the same VLAN, VLAN 10, but they are have two different network numbers, so they cannot ping each other. Ping 20.1, and you can see they cannot reach each other whatever you do. Okay, timeout. They will not see each other. So okay, so I will change it, the port. I will change it to any number from 10 to 19. So I will choose port number 12. I put it now in VLAN 20. So this one now he is in VLAN 10. This one VLAN 10 also, because he exists in port number 4. This one exists in port number 01. Okay, this computer, he exists in VLAN now 20. Why he exists in VLAN 20? He exists in port number 012 in 12. So 12 it belongs to VLAN 20. 12 it belongs to VLAN 20. Yes. Okay. Now let's configure the second switch, but this time let's do it in a good in speed. But okay, let's see. Just put the switch, the cursor near the switch. You can see that we have VLAN 10 and we have VLAN 20. You can see that the first 1 to 9 they are belong to VLAN 10, and from 10 to 19 they are to be VLAN 20. And you can see that port 20 it is up because it's trunk. I want to show you something before going to the next switch. I still exist in switch number 0. If I execute the following commands: show VLAN brief. Okay, look, you will notice something. That, okay, what we noticed, that look to the board fast Ethernet 0/20, you will not find it in the VLAN. You can see 21, 22, 23, even we configure it as a trunk, but it still exists because it exists in the native one. But after you connect the trunk to another switch, okay, it will work as trunk and it will disappear directly from the virtual LAN tables. So 20 it's not exist. Okay, it exists in trunk. Show interfaces trunk. You can see that 20 it work as a trunk, so they will delete it from the VLAN table. So let's configure now the switch number 1. Okay, again we need to do the configuration. Now which configuration? You can see that we do the configuration to switch number 0, and we must do the same thing to switch number 1. the same configuration. We bought the configuration for both switch. Sometimes in other experiment, maybe we define different port for different switch, but this time we use the same definition for ports, okay, for switch 0, and we do it again for switch 1. Okay, but in the exam expected that maybe we will make two different configuration for two switch. It's based on your instructor. So let's do the configuration. Okay, this is switch number 1. I'm existing switch number 1. Again, enable. Let's do the configuration. We will go to global configuration. We will go to interface range. Oh, we didn't create the VLAN, so VLAN 10. Okay, its name student. Exit. VLAN 20. Name staff. With VLAN 20. Name staff. Okay. Exit. Then interface range, fast Ethernet 0/1 to 9, switch port mode access, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN 10. We assign the port from 1 to 9 to VLAN 10. Exit. Okay, usually the switch they are usually on. You can set no shutdown and you can ignore it because they are already on. Okay, interface fast range, fast Ethernet 0/10 to 20 to 19. Okay, switch port mode access. We change the mode to access so we can connect the computers to this network. Okay, then switch port access VLAN 20. We will assign it to VLAN 20. We assign the port from 10 to 19 to VLAN 20. Then we can set no shutdown if we like. If it is turned off by mistake or if you had it, but you can do it. But I think it is on. Usually the switch they are on. We define. Okay, we define the ports. So we define port as access and we assign it to its VLAN. Okay, then we need to configure the trunk interface, fast range, fast Ethernet 0/20 till 24. Okay, switch port mode. I will write it to complete this. Switch port mode trunk. Switch port mode trunk, make this port as trunk. Okay, then no shutdown if you turn it off, no need for it. Okay, so now we configure all things and all things inshallah correct. Ctrl Z to return to the global configuration. Show VLAN brief to be sure that everything is correctly configured. Okay, you can see that we have VLAN 10. All ports they are belong to VLAN 10 except the port from 1 to 9 to VLAN 10. Its name student, and VLAN 20 we have from 10 to 19. These ports now they are in the native network 1, but they are trunk. But they will delete it from VLAN and if we use them or if we connect the switch using any port. Okay, if we connected to switch using port 21 or 22 or 23 or 20, they will disappear from the VLAN tables. So, and we can show interfaces trunk. You can see that the trunk, okay, 20 it is work as a trunk. So, and you can see that 20 it's not exist. If you like, let's make a new cable also. We can have another trunk. Okay, I will put 22 with 22. We usually do it to make a network balance, to just balance the load, not make all traffic go from the first line. It can go from the second line. Okay, this will increase the performance of the network. but you need to configure to assign some virtual LANs to go from the first LAN and the other, some VLANs to go to in the other trunk, but I will not configure it. Okay, just to show you that after connecting the two cables, I use 20 and 22. They will work as a trunk, and they will disappear. They will disappear from the VLAN. Okay, let's check. Show VLAN brief. You can see that 20 and 22 they are disappear from the VLAN table. And if I execute the command show interface trunk, you can see that there are two ports that work as a trunk. Port 20, you can show interface trunk. Port 20 and 22 they are on and they are working as trunk. Okay, even in switch 2. You can see that 20 and 22 they are trunking. They are working as trunk and they use encapsulation. We didn't configure the encapsulation, it's by default. Okay, and if we show VLAN brief, you can see that 20 and 22 it's disappear from the virtual native network. Okay, so now they are configured. Let's put some the other computer from this one. I will add two computers. Okay, this one I give it the IP 10.0.0.1, and this one I'll give it to an IP address 20.0.0.10. Okay, let's configure the PCs. This one it should 10.0.0.1. So desktop IP configuration 10.0.0.1. Give the subnet mask. No need to configure any other things. Okay, this computer 20.0.0.20 with subnet mask. Okay, okay. This one, let's make it connected to virtual LAN 1, virtual LAN 10. So I will configure it. I will put it at any port from 1 to 9. So I will put it at Ethernet 1. And this one, I'll connect this computer to port in VLAN 20. So I will put it 12 or 13. So this one now exists in VLAN 20, and this one exists in VLAN 10. Let's wait a couple of seconds till they are working. Let's see. Okay, this computer, I will click on PC3, this computer. Okay, let's ping this computer. They are the same. He exists in VLAN 10 and this one exists in VLAN 10. So can them see each other? Yes, for sure. Ping 10.0.0.2. You can see it is successfully work. He can ping this computer. Okay, let's ping the other computer 10. This computer can ping that computer. Yes, they are in the same VLAN. You can see they can ping each other. Again, you can see it. Okay, and this computer, he exists in VLAN 20. He exists in VLAN 20. Can he ping this PC? He is already also exists in VLAN 20. Ping 20.0.0.1. You can see that they can ping each other. Okay, let's add a new computer also. I will add a new computer. I'll give it IP address 10.0.0.5. Let's configure the PC. With default subnet mask. Look, what I will do, I will connect this computer to VLAN 20. So I put it at 15. So this computer now he is connected at port 0/15. 0/15, he belongs to VLAN 20. VLAN 20. So we expected that no computers from VLAN 10 can ping this computer, and we can check it. Let's check. But let's wait because it's still orange. We need to wait some time. Okay, now it's okay. Let's from this computer. He's in VLAN 10. Okay. Ping 10.0.0.5. It will run successfully? No, because he exists in VLAN 20. Even if his network number is 10.0.5, but we put it by mistake. Okay, so no connection. You can see no connection. What's the problem? They have the same network number, but VLAN 10, this one at port 15, it is belong to VLAN 20. So different VLAN means there is no connection. Okay. So let's move this one and put it at any number from 2 to 9. I will put it at 9. Port 9 means VLAN 10. So the same network number now and the same VLAN. Can they ping each other? Yes, correctly. But let's wait just a couple of seconds till they become green. The connection is done. Okay, it's become green. Now let's again do the same command. Okay, and see if this command I will bring from this computer existing in this location to this PC. Can it run correctly? Yes. Now they are in the same network and in the same VLAN, so they can ping each other. Just if you need to see some information about one VLAN, okay, in a global configuration, you can write this command: show VLAN ID 10. He will show you all information about the VLAN 10. Show VLAN ID 10. He will give you that VLAN 10. Its name is student and it's active. All ports exist. Okay, so okay, you can see an information. You can also execute show VLAN name student. Okay, the same issues. Okay, you can write, you can show the VLAN by ID, or show VLAN by name, or show VLAN brief. He will show you all the VLANs. Okay, that's all. Inshallah, I complete the instruction and you understand the main topics and the main issues in the VLANs. Thank you. If you have any question, please ask me or ask your instructor. Okay, see you inshallah later.